let's talk about pattern testing.
If you ever wanted to try being a pattern tester, but you're just not sure how to get started or how to be a good one, in this video I will show you how to kickstart being a pattern tester while also keeping in mind what makes a good pattern tester. Let's get started. Number 1, start looking for pattern tester calls. You can check most social media platforms for this. Personally, I like to use Instagram. I'll just go over to the search function and use the keywords crochet pattern test, and so many pattern tests will come up. Have a look at them and then pick one that looks interesting to you. Number 2, you're going to read through all the requirements that are supplied by the person asking you for the pattern test. So bear with me here. Action items such as commenting and tagging a friend, or like and save this post. Most importantly, what crochet level they're looking for. Are they looking for a beginner? Are they looking for an intermediate crocheter? These are important things to know. Another key thing I've noticed in a lot of these tester calls is they ask for a public crochet account. So if this is something you're wanting to start, I would say go for it and make a public crochet account if you don't want to tie it to your personal one. And the last most important thing to note in these pattern test calls is timeline. Ask yourself truthfully, do you have enough time to dedicate to this pattern test to make sure that you can provide good quality feedback? Because that's what testing calls look for. And finally, you want to ask yourself, do I have any questions for them? For example, sometimes they'll specify which type of yarn that needs to be used for a pattern. Or you can DM the person and ask them, hey, I'm really interested in your pattern test call. Can I swap out the type of yarn? Some people are very open to this, while others really want to test the quality of whatever yarn they're asking for. So don't be shy to ask questions. Now, once you've done the hard part of applying for the testing, good job by the way, we're going to throw that date into our calendar, because most pattern tester calls will include a date of selection or an announcing pattern testers by date. So we want to make sure that we have that in a calendar, set it as a reminder so you can make sure that you are checking your social media that day to see if you were selected. And if you are selected for the date as well, make sure you're putting that timeline we talked about earlier into your calendar so you know when you need to have things submitted by. It's not going to get away from you. You got this. Also, guys, don't get discouraged if you don't get selected for a pattern test. There are many pattern test opportunities out there, and the right ones will make their way to you. Okay. Firstly, if you're in this section of the video, congratulations, because you have become a successful pattern tester. Great job. Now here are my main tricks to being a good pattern tester. Number 1, pick patterns that you are truly excited to test out. This will not only produce a better quality final item, but also provide good feedback, and also it's super fun. Like, don't pick a pattern you're not excited about. Number 2, make sure you make time to test. Carve out time in your calendars to test these patterns. If you are very familiar with your crochet habits, then you know roughly how long things should take you. So just try to keep this in mind. Number 3, provide constructive feedback. Let's say you're working through a pattern and you come across something that just doesn't make any sense. Provide the feedback in a nice way. Let them know that you were unsure about step 5, for example, and then make a suggestion on how to write it in a slightly different way that might make more sense for you and fellow crocheters. Don't be afraid to provide suggestions that you think would help you and your fellow crocheters when they're making this pattern. And lastly, be patient, not only with yourself, but with the person that you're testing for. What I mean by this is, when you are testing a new pattern, be patient with yourself. It's something new, right? So it may take a couple of tries or a couple of reads over the pattern to make sure that you know what you're doing. But also, extend that kindness to the person that you are testing for by giving that person time to respond to your questions. Life happens, and I think we should all be more kind and understanding. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found today's video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more cozy crafting and gaming content. But if you have some helpful tips about pattern testing, please throw those in the comments down below. I would love to take a look at all of them. And if you have any video requests on the topic of crochet, please also comment those down below. I'd love to look into those. If you are subscribed, this one is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!